Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim with Kim's Inspired Life. I have a recipe to share with you out of this cookbook that I'm loving called Mind Over Batter, 75 Recipes for Baking as Therapy. There are many wonderful recipes in this book, and I'm going to enjoy making them and reading the information that the author shares as well. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the author as we go through and I make the different recipes. But this cake has chocolate ganache in it and caramel buttercream, and I'm so excited to make it. I've never made either of them, either the ganache or the buttercream, and so I think it's going to be a wonderful recipe. And also there's caramel sauce. I've never made real caramel, homemade caramel before. And so I wasn't sure about the ganache and what kind of chocolate I should buy because the recipe just calls for high quality semi-sweet chocolate. And so I wanted to check in with a couple of my girlfriends who have made it before. So they suggested the chocolate that I ended up buying. So here are all the ingredients needed to make this better than sex cake. A majority of them I already had in my pantry. I did have to get the whipping cream because I don't usually have heavy whipping cream in my pantry, but I of course always have the cocoa powder. I usually always have a devil's food cake in there, sour cream, oil, vanilla pudding mix, chopped pecans, and butter and powdered sugar. I was excited that Raleigh wanted to come into the kitchen, help bake the cake, and so I put him to the task of greasing the two 8-inch cake pans with shortening, and he did a great job. While he does that, I'm going to combine the cake mix, the sour cream, oil, vanilla pudding mix, and the water into the mixing bowl. And then I will put the batter into the pans and bake for 20 to 30 minutes. And then I'll set those aside and then start making the ganache after that. The recipe does call for sprinkling cocoa powder into the cake pans to coat the inside before baking. Okay, so finishing up, adding everything into the mixing bowl, adding in the water, and then I'm going to get my paddle and start mixing. Now it's time to make the caramel sauce. The recipe says that we're going to be making 1.5 cups of caramel sauce. And so we have 1 cup of sugar and we have 1/3 cup of warm water. And so basically you just have to watch the pot boil because you can't leave it. You have to keep just stirring and stirring and stirring to get the medium brown color. The sugar mixture just keeps on boiling. Honestly, Raleigh and I did not know. We weren't sure how long we were supposed to stand there. But we did it. It takes a while, and then after that, you add the heavy cream and you add the butter, and by this time, it is just smelling so yummy. And of course, the vanilla also. So this was our first time ever making caramel sauce, and we definitely will be doing it again, even though it took a while to make. Now we know what to expect and how long, we need to watch it boil, but the flavor of homemade caramel sauce was just amazing. Now comes the time that we're going to make the buttercream. So we're going to, well, first we had to wash out the bowl, and then you need to add powdered sugar and butter, and then of course the yummy caramel sauce that you just made. And you're going to put all of that into the mixer and beat that on a low speed until that's combined. And Then you mix it up and beat it a little bit on medium-high speed until it becomes light and fluffy. And then, of course, you're going to take your spatula and scrape down everything. And you're going to cover the bowl with plastic and you're going to put it in the refrigerator. I think I put it in the refrigerator for about half an hour before I started to decorate the cakes. So, of course, the cakes are out of the oven and they're cooled, and now it's time to decorate. And oh my gosh, the buttercream was just so yummy. I am not a cake decorator at all, but I do have some cake decorating tools in my kitchen. So I thought, Kim, why don't you just make some simple little flowers on top of that cake? And you know what? It was all good. It was all yummy.